On va maintenant procéder à la présentation des officiels pour le match de cet après-midi. We'll now introduce our referees for this afternoon's game. First referee, Ashley Shanik. Second referee, Hugo Giroux. Les juges de ligne, linesman, Daniel Asselin. Roger Solmerano. Martin Trou. As well as Bénédicte Véron Trudel.
Let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West, a state that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. The track hits your eardrum like a slug to your chest, like a vest for your Jimmy in the city of sex. We in that sunshine state going down the state where they never find a dance floor empty and pimp speed. On a mission for them greens, lean bean, money making machines, serving fiends. I've been in the game for 10 years making rap tunes. Ever since Honeys was wearing Sassoon, now it's 95 and they clock me and watch me diamond shining, looking like a Rob Liberace. It's all good, from Diego to the Bay. Your city is the bomb if your city making pain. Throw up a finger if you feel the same way. Straight putting it down for California, yeah.
And now for the starting lineup. First of all, for the defending ACAC champs, the Red Deer Kings. At number 4, Maddox Graves. At number 5, Brett Lower. Number 6, Nicholas Possingham. Number 7, Cody Boulding. Number 9, Rhys Lehmann. Number 12, Jonathan Graham. And number 18, Dylan Gauchi. Head coach Aaron Shula. And now, for Canadian Mennonites Blazer, champion of the MCAC. Starting at number 2, libero Levi Klassen. Number 5, Cameron Gaillard. Number 8, Matthew Paget. Number 9, Nathan Penner. Number 11, Marcus Martins. Number 14, Joshua Wibrisky. And number 15, Timothy Javonen. Head coach, Don Dolder. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, bon match!
And as we return here at the Cégep Limoilou gym, we have the second bronze quarterfinal between ACAC champions Red Deer Kings after their tough loss yesterday against host Limoilou, and the MCAC champions the CMU Blazers. As we start this match, I'll hand it over to play-by-play announcer Samuel.
Thank you, Nick. I'm certainly glad to be here tonight with you guys. Starting with Paget. Going over to the left side, going cross. It's kept alive. Going to the left side, it's off the block by number 9, Penner.
Yeah, we saw a great dig there by libero Levi Klassen on the Blazers, picking up a great hit by number 6, Nicholas Possingham off the Kings.
Still serving Paget, 3-year right side player, 6'2". Once again going left side, and that one is a bit too long.
And we see Nicholas Possingham sending that one just a little long. We saw a bit of that yesterday, but proving by times against Limoilou that he could be a threat on that left side. Being a 6'8" outside hitter can have its perks for sure.
Oh, a nice drop by the setter of the Kings.
That's Maddox Greaves, proving why we elected him onto the All-ACAC South team this season. Maddox played an excellent match, distributing the ball very well yesterday against host Limoilou.
Cody Boulding now serving, the captain of the Kings. Going to Penner, going down the line, it's kept alive. Going left side with number 6, and it's through the block. Big kill for passing to Penner, going down the line, it's kept alive.
And the MCU Blazers, first participants in these CCAA national championships since we included the Manitoba Conference as a participating conference. and yesterday having a very tough matchup with #1 seeded Humber Hawks. And at times we saw a CMU team that had a lot of fight in them, giving a really tough match for these Humber Hawks, who probably weren't expecting such talent to come out of this new team.
Penner serving, going down to Bussingham. Once again, left side going cross. Drew struggling to keep the ball alive. It's given back in a free ball, and the setter dump for Maddox Greaves. Second kill of the first set in 6 point. Now serving.
Maddox Greaves leading the entire ACAC in aces per set, certainly a threat at the line.
That serve has a lot of power, but it goes in the middle of the net. 1 3-point for CMU. Now serving number 14, Josh Waberski. Floater going to the middle, it's kept alive. Going back in free ball for the Kings. See right side, Bussingham going deep. It's blocked by the Kings, kept alive. Pagé, a bit too long. That one ends out of bounds.
And on that play, we saw Cam Gaylord set up Matthew Pagé. And Cam Gaylord, certainly a player to watch in this game. Yesterday, not scared of those tall Humber blocks, getting a few kills as much off the hands as through and onto the floor.
Sam going to Penner, going down to the middle. It's kept alive. Going in free ball for the Blazers. Oh, and we have the sitter, Tim Juvonen, who sets it overside and gets the kill.
And we saw a lot of that from Juvonen last night. Again, another player who wasn't scared of those tall Humber players, using a lot of his creativity to set up his players and get some points of his own as well.
Going to the right side. Oh, and it's off the block. Great power for number 5, Brett Lower.
And that ball went through Cam Gaylord's hands and off his head into the rafters. And that is Brett Lower on the right side, who had a pretty good start and end to the game. And Limoilou, Maddox Greaves obviously using him a lot there on the right side, being a dynamic lefty hitter.
Oh, and the libero struggled to receive the serve. And the second hit will hit the top.
And here we have Dylan Gauchi, who had a great game yesterday as well. A little less action than all the other hitters, but definitely made the most of it at times. From the
and that serve going under the net.
Dylan Gauchi, all the way from Bendigo, Australia, 6'8", second-year middle.
CMU number 5 now serving, Cam Gaylord. Another service error, back-to-back for both teams.
So for those of you at home watching, here we have the second bronze quarterfinal, as we saw the Redeemer Royals beat the Géants de Saint-Jean in this first one at 1 o'clock. They move on to a game that will either be at 10 or 12 o'clock tomorrow, depending on future results here today. They will face off against one of the semifinal losers from later on today. Same situation for both of these teams, as the winner will move on into one of those morning matches yesterday, which is considered a bronze semifinal, and they will take on the other loser of tonight's games.
Still serving Brett Lower for the Kings. Powerful serve down the libero, struggling to keep the ball alive. Free ball, and the middle player, Cody Boulding, the captain of the Kings, sees that opportunity to get the overbump kill. Great kill, massive hit.
And we saw a lot of passion and emotion come off of Cody Boulding yesterday, who absolutely wanted to send his team through to the CCAA semifinals, and he gave it everything he had, but unfortunately not enough to get past the host, Titanes Limoilou.
Going to Penner. It's kept alive. Going back row to Brett Lower. Unfortunately, it is in the net. Now serving for the Blazers will be number 11, Marcus Martins. Great floater, going to the libero. Going to the middle, Cody Boulding. The defense, CMU, Blazers defense, not able to keep the ball alive.
On a vu une excellente réception là, Sam, de la part du libéro des Kings, J.J. Graham, qui a joué, d'après moi, l'un de ses meilleurs matchs à carrière hier contre les Titans de Limoilou, autant en réception qu'en défensive. Malheureusement pas gagné le joueur du match, mais ça serait pas surprenant que plus tard dans ce championnat il soit décerné ce titre-là. Il apporte beaucoup d'expérience et beaucoup de leadership sur le terrain, beaucoup de stabilité, qui est effectivement les trois caractéristiques qu'on aimerait voir chez un libéro, et JJ, on doit lui saluer pour cette performance hier.
We just saw a great connection for the middle player, the captain, number 7, Cody Boulding, with a great kill. Still serving number 9, Rhys Lehmann. Great serve to the libero. Going to the middle, and it's out of bounds. Seems like he wanted to have a touch on the block, but no referee saw any touches. So we're going with a timeout. Scores 12-7 for the Red Deer.
Yeah, Don Boulder forced to take his first time out here in this first set. Red Deer off to a 5-point lead, and their experience is showing. Obviously, with the CCAA championship, we're going to get a lot of good teams, and unfortunately, some of them are going to end up in the loser bracket on the second day. And here we have ACAC champions, Red Deer, who obviously weren't expected or expecting to be playing today. But all the most, they're definitely going to do everything they can to go get that bronze medal tomorrow night, Sunday, at 6 o'clock. Alors pour ceux qui nous écoutent en français, en ce moment, évidemment, on se retrouve avec deux clubs provenant des régions anglophones. C'est pour ça que vous remarquez que la description est majoritairement en anglais de la part de Sam et moi. Cependant, on va rajouter des petits bouts ici de faits saillants ou bien d'analyse du match en français pour vous autres à la maison.
Going back from the timeout. Number 9 still serving with a 5-point lead. Rhys Lehmann.
Rhys Lehmann instrumental in the Kings capturing that ACAC title.
Once again to the libero. Going to the right side with Pagé. It's kept alive. Going in the middle. Cody Boulding kept alive once again. Well dug by the libero. Going to the left side, big kill by Passingham.
As we were saying early on in this set, we saw a few mistakes from Passingham, but definitely able to bring some firepower to those hits, and we just saw it from him going sharp cross right in front of the libero.
And that one is down the line. Oh, seems like the line judges was judging that ball inside, but Ashley Shanik, the first referee, saw it outside, so the point goes to CMU Blazers, now serving Pagé.
We saw Rhys Lehmann go on a little run there, and as I was saying, he was instrumental in them capturing an ACAC title, and these Red Deer Kings are no strangers to that title, as they have won that conference 20 times, dating back a couple years since the dynasty started.
There will be a substitution for CMU Blazers, number 6 coming in, Brock Carmichael.
And Sam, we've seen this over the weekend so far, taking out a left side who might not be as comfortable in the back row, putting in a defensive specialist to do a 3 rotations in the back row, sort of like a second libero, kind of cheats the system that way. Obviously here we see him to put the ball into the net, but that's not why we put him in. We put him in for his talents on receive and on defense.
Absolutely. Now serving for the Kings, number 4, Maddox Graves, who is incredible at the serve line. Great power in the service, kept alive. going down on the left side with Cam Gaillard, but it's blocked by the Kings. Great block here. The ball went stuffed straight down.
Yeah, that is an incredible front line that we see from the Kings here with Possingham, Gauchi, and Brett Lower. Three very high up. Brett Lower not as tall as his other two teammates, but definitely has those springs in the legs to get up, and that ball just sails outside.
Oberski now at the serve line for the Blazers. It's a short floater going to the left side, Possingham down the line, and it's a great kill.
Yeah, Possingham there going right over the top of the CMU Blazers into the backcourt. And that is always an open spot, Sam? Especially from the right side. We have the libero defending the line and then two players defending the court and sharp cross court. But that 5-6 seam is always open, and a lot of good players will try to go over the top of the blockers and place the ball there. The ball doesn't need to have a lot of power behind it, but if you can place it there, it's undiggable.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we have an ace for Possingham, who the ball touched the roof. Going to the libero, back row, right side. Red Lower with a cross. It's off the hands.
That ball just out of reach for defensive specialist number 6 on CMU, and we'll see him exit the court here. Leave way to Nathan Penner.
Red Deer now leading 19-10. Great serve once again by Possingham. Free ball for the Kings, going to the right side.
And so we'll see here the point go to the Blazers, and we saw throughout the rally Brett Lower saving a ball and falling into the net, and the Blazers asking for a net call on that. But the rule is if you touch the net outside of the antennas, you are good to go. So that's that's a good eye from both referees on that play.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just saw number 5 Gaillard stuffing down the ball, and now we'll have the setter, Blazers setters. To the serve line, Juvanin. Going short to the libero, and it will land outside.
Uncharacteristic there from JJ Graham, reaching on that short serve and giving a 13th point to the Blazers.
Now going along, go back to the right side. Red Lower with a massive hit, going off the hands. Will be a serve substitution. Jacob Hicks going down the serve line.
Unfortunately not seeing a replay on that one, but again the Red Deer hitters being able to go through the hands of the block and off the head of the CMU Blazers blockers. Head.
Great serve to the libero, going to Mathieu Paget. And the Red Deer defense unable to keep the ball alive.
And that's a great set, Sam. We look at this replay here and we see Havonen all the way in position 1, pushing that ball in system to right side Mathieu Paget. And obviously we say right side, they were in position, the P1 reception line, sending the right side player to the left side for the kill.
That one goes in the middle of the net, 1 3-point for the Kings. 7-point leads.
Cam Gaillard, who was a force yesterday at the service line against the Humber Hawks, giving them a lot of trouble to stay in system.
Great serve going once again to the libero. Penner setting the ball. An easy ball, but it seems like we step over the line for the Kings. 1 3-point for the Blazers.
And we see that a lot, especially with setters going to the block and having to leave from the net quickly to set the ball that is dug up. And this time, Greaves just reached a little too far back with his foot and went over that middle line under the net.
There's a substitution for the Blazers, number 7. David Nelson's going for the serve. Oh, a massive hit going cross by number 9, Rhys Lehmann.
And Rhys Lehmann, who was fairly quiet yesterday in their match against Untitled Limoilou, proving why we say he was an instrumental piece in them capturing the conference championship.
Going to the libero from the back row.
Unfortunately.
It seems like he steps on the 3-meter line while attacking. There's a second timeout for CMU. The scores is 23-15 for Red Deer Kings.
And Sam, here we're seeing a lot of good things from the Blazers. Unfortunately, not being able to string them together consistently. But we are seeing a lot of talent from their side and a lot of creativity from setter Tim Huvonen, who is trying to establish a very varied offense. So we see that pipe that unfortunately doesn't work out. We see him go cross-court sets like we saw the set from 1 to position 4. We see him use his right side Matthew Paget a lot. And we see him connect in the middle, even if the ball is off the net. We saw a lot of that yesterday against the Hawks and again today against the Kings. So definitely a team to watch out for in the years to come as they become regulars here at the CCAA Championships.
Yeah, because they are a pretty young team. Most of the players are their first year, some second, some third, but not a lot of third year player. We've seen a lot of first year rookie, and this is already a great team so far. Still serving number 9 for the Kings, Rhys Lehmann. Going once again to the libero. Going down the middle, and as you just said, a great connection for the middle player with his setters, number 14, Josh Weberski.
And we saw Weberski just a little nod onto the other side there on taller Kings on the other side, getting across the block and saying, yeah, I might not be as tall as you guys, but I can put the ball down for sure.
Great serve by Paget, going down the line, and as we saw the Kings demonstrating that they can also hit the ball from the middle position with number 7, the captain, Cody Boulding.
And I love that decision by Greaves, as we just said. We saw that the middle player on the Blazers gave a little nod saying, I can do it, and then Greaves giving his captain the chance to say, whatever you can do, I can do just as well.
Absolutely. Great hit from the back row by Matthew Paget. The right side position going across.
And since the timeout, Sam, we've seen 3 straight side outs from both teams and a very high quality play. So I like that, especially from the Blazers side. A couple plays leading to kills and not letting Red Deer go win this set easily.
Yeah, absolutely. Setting the momentum for the next set, but unfortunately that serve will end out of bounds, so giving the first set win to the Red Deer Kings, 25-17.
The Canadian Mennonite University Blazers were ranked 11th in CCAA Power Rankings in their final rankings of the season. They were representing 4th in Pool B here at the CCAA Championships. A team from Winnipeg, Manitoba, who have been MCAC champions before. So we say that the MCAC is a new conference, but that means it's a new conference in the CCAA Championships. They've played league seasons before and have had championships. And the CMU Blazers were champions in 2017, 18, 20 before the pandemic, and of course this year. They had a 12-4 record throughout the regular season, good enough for first place in the Manitoba Conference, and they won the championship game fairly easily by a score of 3-1.
Absolutely, there will be a very interesting to follow through the years. Next years for them will be absolutely amazing, I'm sure of that.
Alors, pour ceux et celles qui sont intéressés, effectivement, le match des Titans de Limoilou aura lieu à 8h ce soir. Et de ce que j'ai entendu, les billets étaient soit tous vendus ou il en reste vraiment pas beaucoup. Donc, il faut vous dépêcher, acheter vos billets. Sinon, bien évidemment, vous allez pouvoir être avec moi ce soir sur le web. Un match qui risque d'être chaudement disputé entre Les Titans Limoilou hôtes ici, ils sont rentrés avec la 3e position de leur poule. Probablement qu'on les sous-estimait un peu. Par contre, on sorti un excellent match contre les Kings de Red Deer hier, Sam. Puis tu étais là, Sam, parce que c'était toi l'annonceur maison, comme tu le seras à soir pour leur match.
Absolument, absolument. Puis on peut dire aussi que la foule a aidé dans la victoire des Titans qui étaient très incroyable pour le premier set et le deuxième set. Ils ont un peu descendu de la cadence pour le 3e set, le 4e set, mais ils ont été capables de venir récupérer le 5e set de manière absolument incroyable. Je me rappelle plus des pointages par cœur, mais le momentum était vraiment du côté de Limoilou. Alors, ça serait un match intéressant à aller voir disputer contre les Humber Hawks.
So as the teams take the court here for set number 2, we'd like to mention the fact that right now in the Cégep Limoilou gym, we see a crowd of about 100 people, which is not as much as we saw last night, and that's due to the fact, obviously, that we have no home teams here, no teams that are close to teams from out west. But the host Titan de Limoilou will be facing off number 1 ranked Humber Hawks tonight at 8 o'clock, right after the first semifinal, which will take place between Atlantic champions St. Thomas University Tommies and Pac West champions Camosun Chargers.
Absolument. Et pour ceux qui nous écoutent en ce moment à partir de la maison, les billets sont en vente sur lepointdevente.com. Going to the left side banner. With Pussingham giving a free ball to a Blazers, and it will stuff down by Pussingham.
And that's unfortunate because any free ball that you get, especially if you're the Blazers right now, you want to execute it to perfection, try to get as many points as possible, and giving a free point like that to the Kings really hurts on this Blazers momentum.
Absolutely. Now the captain serving, down to Penner, going to the middle. Once again, it's blocked by the Kings. Great block.
Dylan Gauchi giving every reason for his coach to be proud after recruiting him all the way from Bendigo, Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see the 6'8" paying off for sure. And that serve was directly on the line. One ace for the Kings captain.
And as we said for Maddox Greaves earlier on the All-ACAC South team, joining him are Captain Cody Boulding at the line right now, doing some absolute damage on these Blazers. And of course, the dynamic first-year right side, Brett Lower, was also named to that team. And for obvious reasons, Sam, because he actually was Rookie of the Year in the Alberta Conference this year.
Once again, Cody Boulding doing damage to the Blazers and forcing Dunbolder to call the timeout. It will be 5-0 for the Kings.
And Sam, this early timeout gives us a chance to take a look at those stats from the first set, and if we see anything jumping out right now is what we said about the Red Deer offense earlier in the game. As we see a very balanced offense, nobody getting any more than 8 sets here, Possingham getting the most. What really stands out is Captain Cody Boulding going 5 for 6 through the middle, and we saw that in the last game, some very effective middles here at the CCAA Championships.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matthew Paget being top scorer on the Blazers side in that first set, going 3 of 6 from the right side with only 1 error. Those are pretty good numbers against a very tall and physical Red Deer team.
As we come back from the timeout, the Kings captain will still be serving number 7, Cody Boulding. Going left side back row for the Blazers. It's kept alive. And Brett Lower will swing that ball outside.
And we see Maddox Greaves probably going into an option that he might not go to in a tight match. After Brett Lower dug that ball and we gave it right back to him from the 3-meter line, and it was just a little too much for Lower to put in the court.
Yeah, it seems like the Kings like to replicate what the other team does. It goes from the back row left side, so the Kings does that again. There's a kill from the middle player for the Blazers. Next one is a kill for the middle player to the Kings from the Kings.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get a good pass up here if Dylan Gauchi gets the ball.
Penner with a spin serve. The one goes in the middle of the net.
Unfortunately, Sam and I's prediction, we won't even know if the Red Deer setter would have replicated what Tim Huvonen had just done for the Blazers. The same setter goes back to serve for the Kings.
Absolutely, and let's see what Greaves does here. Massive power down the line. Going to Cam Gaillard. Nice hit. It's kept alive by the Kings. Out to the libero. Going to dump that one. The setter is going to dump that one. Nice kill by Blazers setter, Juvonen.
And that's great physicality coming from the Blazers setter there. The free ball, a little too tight for my liking, but when you have a tall setter that's able to dump it down like that, Dylan Gauchi almost got up to block it, but Huvonen was so high up that he didn't even get a touch on it.
Oberski now serving. And that one is a little bit too long. We've seen a lot of service error for the Blazers in the beginning of the set, and that explains the 4-point leads to the Kings.
And Sam, that's definitely due to the fact that you cannot give an easy serve to these Red Deer Kings, because the offense led by Maddox Greaves will hurt you if he gets the easy ball.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to put pressure on the defense, on Kings defense. Now's the setter. The Blazers setter to the serve line. To Bussingham, going left side, a little bit too tight. Going to give a free ball to the Blazers, to Paget. Going down the line, but it's outside.
Great discipline there from the Red Deer blockers. Going 3 up on Paget, and usually when those balls are off the net, sort of miss-hit, the blockers are really hungry for it, try to block it down even if they can't reach it and sometimes touch the net. Really happy to see the Kings being disciplined on that play.
And that one was out of bounds. And Gaillard now serving for the Blazers. To the libero, going to the left side. Big swing by Rhys Lehmann.
It's great run by Greaves from the Red Deer side, and that's just a testament to how good JJ Graham has been in this tournament, putting his setter in optimal positions to be able to run a clean, well-balanced offense.
Brett Lower to the serve line. Great power going to the libero. Middle connection, it's blocked. Kept alive by the libero of the Blazers. Mathieu Paget going cross. Oh, and a setter dump. Absolutely intelligent play by Maddox Greaves.
And we saw that Nathan Penner there on that replay that he was ready for the second hand. Unfortunately, Maddox Greaves just goes over the top and it falls in position 4. As Captain Cody Boulding is trying to stop his nose from bleeding right now. And Sam, we saw in that last play Cody Boulding getting a wonderful one-handed block, just reaching his hand over, and obviously the Blazers were able to dig it, but just a testament to how physical he can be in the shorter middle between he and Gauchi.
Absolutely, but I love the work that Cody Boulding is building at the net for this matchup.
And unless I am mistaken, you do not need to take a timeout once you have a player that bleeds, but you have a maximum amount of time to be able to stop the nose from bleeding, and then you have to either take a timeout or sub the player out. It does look like Boulding is ready to go here, and we're going to let him take his spot back onto the court as first referee is checking the ball if there is any blood. Obviously, Cody Boulding having to wipe his blood off. All parts of jersey, hands, everything has to be wiped off. And it seems that we are ready to go here as the Kings lead the second set 10-5.
Brett Lower is still serving for the Kings. Once again going to the libero. Right side, Mathieu Paget going cross. Left side, Rhys Lehmann. It's off the block, it's kept alive. Once again to Paget down the line. Great job by Graham to keep the ball alive. All going to the left side. Oh, it was a great choice to go down the line by Penner. Unfortunately, it was a little bit outside.
Great rally by both sides there, using especially their left side hitters, and unfortunately Penner is sending this one just outside, but he had beaten the Red Deer defense and block.
Massive power. I absolutely love the arm swing of Brett Lower. He's incredible at the net, incredible power at the serve line, causing the CMU Blazers to take another timeout here. It's the score is 12-5 for the Red Deer Kings.
And when a hitter, Sam, gets a party ball like that, as we call them, Cody Boulding just has to go thank his right side, Brett Lower. He's sending an absolute bomb on the other side, forcing the ball to come back on this side. As the teams head back onto the floor after that second Blazers timeout, the Kings currently up 12-5 on the Manitoba champions, and Brett Lower looks to keep his run going here at the service line.
12 serving 5 for the Kings. Once again going to the libero. Going to the right side, Mathieu Paget, who hits the ball outside. Another point for the Kings.
And as I was saying earlier on about this Kings blocking lineup, great discipline and not reaching too high, not reaching too wide, keeping those hands steady in front of them, and that forces the Blazers to commit a couple errors trying to go around.
Yeah, massive power from Brett Lower, and the ball is blocked by the setter, Kings setter, Maddox Greaves. It'll be a substitution for our CMU Blazers, number 6, Brock Carmichael.
And this is the Brett Lower that ACAC teams fear for and will fear for the coming seasons, as he's only in his first year and he's doing, as we said earlier, absolute damage from the service line.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and that one was a beautiful serve, but a little bit to the left of the court. Was outside.
And I'm happy, Sam, with Lower trying that serve, because when a lefty serves from position 5, we see a lot of balls go towards position 5 on the other side, but that position 5 to 1 serve from a lefty is absolutely lethal, and if he can add that to his arsenal, he'll even be better in the years to come.
Now serving for Red Deer, number 9, Rhys Lehmann.
Rhys Lehmann now serving for the Kings. Going to Penner, it's blocked, it's kept alive, double touch for Penner.
Great block by King setter there, Maddox Greaves, and Blazers are trying to find solutions here to this very tall blocking lineup on the Red Deer Kings. Oh, that is an amazing set, Sam.
Absolutely going right side to Mathieu Paget. What an incredible play here.
Tim Huvonen showing that skill set that will definitely be that will definitely pay off in the coming seasons for the Blazers. They're ball tight to the net and gets over the net and sets it to the right side.
Great swing by number 6, Passingham, going cross here on that play.
Et vraiment, Sam, moi j'aime ce Nicholas Passingham là qu'on a vu par moment hier contre les Titans de Limoilou. Il réceptionne la balle aisément, se rend à l'extérieur et met la balle à terre dans le terrain croisé.
Oh, il fait bon usage de ses 6 pieds 7 pouces. Penner going high hands on that play.
Happy to see Penner here get a point off of that. It had been a couple balls that he had been blocked or sent out or dug by the Kings, and I'm happy to see him get a point off that one.
Great serve. Going once again to Passingham. It's kept alive. Carmichael giving a free ball. Once again, Passingham through the block. Big swing.
And Sam, I've noticed that from a Ducks Greaves game is that we saw that first set in the rally go to the left side to Nicholas Passingham, but probably a little tight, a little outside. Passingham not able to hit the ball on that one, choosing to send it over on a free ball instead. But Greaves later in the set getting the opportunity to set the Australian again, and this time he makes no mistake.
And that one touched the roof.
And for those of you at home, I remind you that the winner of this game will move on and play into the bronze semifinal tomorrow morning, as the loser will see their path here at the CCAA National Championships take an end.
And we just saw Greaves in action, who had an incredible serve. No wonder why he's first in aces this season. Right side, left side, I'm sorry.
You were right, it was left side. Yeah. That was to the left side here. We're a little confused because we were watching the game. We have a screen here at the webcast booth, and there's a couple seconds of delay, so sometimes we go back and forth from the screen to the live action where we have incredible seats. We're situated right behind the scorer's table.
And Passingham going a little bit over the net.
We see a little confusion here between both teams and the referees. First official clearing things up as the Blazers go to the service line.
With Roberski. And Graham. And it's off the hands. Passingham, the 6'7" tall outside hitter, and now serving. Oh, absolutely amazing one-hand set by Juvonen. That one was beautiful and well executed.
With the late flick of the wrist there from Juvonen, sort of like a jump shot in basketball. I love to see his creativity, even with the score that it is. He wants to have fun with his team, and Juvonen, we said it yesterday during their game against Humber, and we're going to say it again. A wonderful talent at the setting position, just as creative as he is good, and the Blazers hitters are very lucky to have him distributing the ball here today.
And here Jacob Hikes getting sub for the service. Great power, unfortunately, just out of bounds. We'll see Carmichael and the serve line for the Blazers. Going to Graham. Right side, Brett Lower. Massive hit once again by Brett Lower. A first-year player, absolutely amazing this matchup.
Wonderful set there by Red Deer Kings setter Madux Greaves, who gets the ball coming from behind him in position 1 and it flicks the wrist back to set Brett Lower up with the one-on-one.
Once again, Brett Lower causing damage to the Blazers and finishing that setup 25-11 for the second set to the Red Deer.
As we head to a break with the Kings up 2-0, they'll be looking to close off this match in 3 sets and move on to the bronze semifinals. We'll be back with you in a few short minutes.
I'd like to remind you that our next scheduled game will take place this evening. These are the semifinals of this national championship. At 6 p.m., Camosun College will take on St. Thomas. And at 8 p.m., host team Cégep Limoilou takes on Humber. Also like to remind you that our tickets for tomorrow's game, Sunday, March 27th, will be available after our last games tonight online at thepointofvente.com.
As the teams take on the floor for this third set of the bronze quarterfinals, Sam, we see a substitution on the CMU Blazers side. Number 4 for the Blazers, Duncan Petrie, making his CCAA championship debut, and he will be playing left side. Sorry, I was mistaken. As Mathieu Paget moves to the left side here. Number 4, Duncan Petrie, will in fact be playing right side. We were just waiting to see how they were going to set up on defense as the Kings get the first kill of the set.
And now serving for the Red Deer Kings, the captain Cody Boulding is up with 3 aces for this match. Going right side. And Petrie goes through the luck.
And there we go. We see first here right side, Duncan Petrie getting his first kill of these championships here. And it's really good to see that Don Boulder has confidence in him and giving him the chance to play here at the championships.
Penner to Lehmann. Going left side to Bussingham. It's kept alive from the back row. Penner. And seems to be inbound. I think the Kings player are not too happy about that call.
But Sam, that is what is great about these championships. We have 4 line judges here, something that these players aren't used to, as regular season games and conference playoff games usually see a maximum of 2.
Absolutely, and there will be a net violation against the Blazers.
Greaves and Possingham talking about what went wrong on that set and why Possingham wasn't able to hit it. Nonetheless, they get the point on that net violation.
Reeves now serving for the Kings. And he goes in the middle of the net. Roberski now serving for the Blazers. Let's see how he goes. Shoulder to Graham. Middle with Dylan Gauchi getting a kill.
Alors, c'est pour ça à la maison qui était à l'écoute du match hier entre les Kings et les Titans Limoilou. On commence à se poser une question sur la tactique des autres équipes parce qu'autant les Titans Limoilou que les Blazers, on vise le libéraux des Kings, J.J. Graham, en réception. Cependant, il prouve réception après réception que ce n'est pas une bonne idée alors qu'il réceptionne près du filet parfaitement pour son passeur à chaque fois.
Lehmann getting another kill. Deep court. Now serving for Red Deer Kings, number 6, Possingham. Great power for Possingham. It's kept alive for the Blazers. Oh, big swing by the right side, Brett Lower. Absolutely amazing swing.
And you'll see here on this replay that Brett Lower comes in on that short back set, confusing Matthew Paget, going a little too outside and opening up that sharp cross set. We saw them attempt it a couple times against the Titan Limoilou yesterday, but this is the first time they succeeded in doing it.
Oh, great serve down the line by Possingham, giving the opportunity to Brett Lower to get that over bump. Oh, on voit que Possingham s'est un peu retenu sur le service au lieu d'y aller avec son plein potentiel. Retenu un peu, voulait servir court, malheureusement trop court. He goes in the middle of the net, now serving Juvanen, the setter. Going to the right side, Brett Lower. It's blocked by Mathieu Paget. Great block, assisted by number 11, Marcus Martin.
That was a great block on a wonderful set by Greaves to Brett Lower there. And as we said about Nicholas Possingham, a force on this team. As much as the attack at the service line, we see him have some success on receiving line and an uncharacteristic ace on J.J. Graham, libero for the Kings.
Second ace for the setter Juvanen. Going to Graham. Middle, big swing by the middle player, Dylan Gauchi. Really put to good use his 6'8" his height. Big swing.
Yes, Dylan Gauchi, a very dynamic middle, even if he is 6'8", very dynamic player, quick in the air, quick arm, and makes full use of it there.
That one is a little bit too long.
Unfortunately, putting just as much power on his serve than he did on his hit, and that one finds the back wall.
Now serving Mathieu Paget. Great serve. Oh, and that ball is dropped by the middle player, Marcus Martin.
Obviously, normally we'd see Maddox Greaves go up and try to block that, but as he is back row, he decided to stay on the ground and try to sort of soft block this ball, but the Blazers get past it.
Paget going in the middle of the net. The score is now tie 8-8. Lower now serving for the Kings. It's kept alive. Easy ball for the Kings. Going to the Captain Bolding with a massive kill.
Great movement there from Captain Bolding, as you said, Sam. As we see that short back run, but I have a feeling, and unfortunately we won't see a replay of that one, but that one was even further than a short back, sort of like almost a right side set there, and Bolding puts it down.
Great serve going to middle. Oh, it's in the net by Martins. Once again, great serves by Brett Lower. Not getting aces, but putting the defense, the Blazers defense, in trouble, and that's what we want. That's great serve.
And speaking of serves, we saw that in these statistics after the second set, Red Deer, after 2 sets, as you see Tim Javonen getting called on the double touch there. The Kings, after 2 sets, for their 9 total errors and serves, they had 8 aces. So a -1 deficiency is very good when comparing both statistics, and Red Deer firing on all cylinders right now.
Yeah, forcing the Blazers to call a timeout. Score is 11-8 for the Kings.
We've got an exciting contest in the third set. The Red Deer Kings lead 11-8. Now serving for the Kings, number 5.
As both teams head back onto the floor after that Blazers timeout, Red Deer Kings up 11-8 on the Manitoba champions.
Brett Lower still serving. Going to the libero, and it will touch the roof. As we said, massive serve by number 5, Brett Lower. The Blazers defense really struggling to get the ball to the setter.
And Sam, I think that's the first time we've seen that this weekend, with the server coming out of the timeout and absolutely going after it at the service line. Here again, we'll see an ace from Brett Lower, and usually we see players take a little bit off of it, making sure their serve goes in the court, trying to avoid those coaches' point, but Brett Lower is just ripping it from the service line right now.
Yeah. That pass was a little bit too much to the right, and the Kings take the opportunity to get that kill on that one that forces the Blazers to take a second timeout of this third set. 14 serving 8.
And just like that, the Blazers were leading 8-7 when they sent Brett Lower to the service line, and Brett Lower has been on an absolute dominant run here, scoring 6 points in a row for the ACAC champion. No wonder he was named Rookie of the Year, and we can definitely expect him to rack up more awards, such as maybe Sam, Player of the Game today.
Yeah, he's doing absolutely incredible work in this matchup. I will not be surprised.
So Brett Lower, after 2 sets, had 4 kills on 8 sets, 1 service ace, and those stats have just gone up since we started the third set, as he's been definitely, after Possingham getting a few kills there early on, Brett Lower has been the most used hitter here for the Kings.
Red Deer Kings only
And as the teams head back onto the court after the second Blazers timeout, Brett Lower still at the line.
Once again, going full power after that timeout. And here we see Petrie going through the block.
As Petrie, who's been a little quiet since getting that first kill earlier on, being able to go through Cody Boulding and Rhys Lehmann's hands.
Martin's now serving for the Blazers. Going float to the libero. Cody Boulding, great kill by the middle player.
And we talk about Brett Lower having a chance of being awarded player of the game here today, but Cody Boulding was the winner last night, and he is having a great game here today, Sam, with only one error from the hitting position, as he went 6 for 7 through 2 sets.
Yeah, and also he did 3 aces at the serve line, so absolutely a good game for Cody Boulding too.
And unfortunately for the Blazers, doing all the work there, but J.J. Graham with an amazing dig for the Kings there, giving them their 16th point of this game, of this set.
Lehmann now serving for the Kings. Great serve. Going left side with Penner. That's blocked by Cody Boulding. Monster block by the Kings captain. That ball was stuffed straight down.
On display for Red Deer.
Kings with an 8-point lead. Lehmann still serving, putting the defense into trouble. It will be another point for the Kings.
And the Kings, after going 12-4 in the regular season this year, good enough for 3rd overall and 1st in their Southern Conference, went on to become ACAC champions, like I said in the beginning of the match, for the 20th time in their career.
Time is running out for the Blazers, and the coach is left with no timeout remaining. Great dig by the Kings, going to the left side. Penner, it's kept alive. Oh, and the Kings, the Blazers defense unable to keep the ball alive will give 19 point for the Kings.
And Sam, what I like from the Kings right now is, yes, they're physical. Yes, they can put the ball down, and they're leading by 10 points right now, but they're not giving up effort-wise. That is 2 great digs from the backcourt there, giving them the 10-point lead here.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're getting more and more comfortable on the serve line, putting great power on their serve that the Blazers struggling to get a good position for their kill.
Red Deer Kings looking to move on to the bronze semifinal, which will be held at either 10 or 12 o'clock tomorrow morning. And Sam, at this point, we have to assume that the Kings are the favorites to go on to win the bronze medal. Obviously, that decision might change after the results of both tonight's semifinals, as Red Deer will take on a loser of the semifinals.
And now there's a substitution, number 8, Dante Furlan takes his place on the court. Petrie serving to Graham, setting to left side. Blessingham is blocked by Blazers setters, Juvanen.
Unfortunately, that ball just a little too tight for Possingham, and Tim Juvonen taking advantage of it with the stuff down block on Possingham.
Furlan. Graham to Possingham going cross. Penner struggling to, and that ball is on inside. Great kill by the Blazers. I was afraid for a moment that Juvanen will set to his left side player because he was struggling to
get ready for the attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love seeing Sam Duncan Petrie right now, even if he just missed a serve, is having a blast on the court. Every time he gets a kill, big smile, goes and gives high fives, and that's what it's all about at this point for the Blazers, just enjoying the moment that they're in and taking in all this experience possible. As we see number 15 from the Kings, Evan Ackerman, obviously fan favorite as we hear the bells. He will make his championship debut, the first-year middle from Elk Point, Alberta.
Kings captain to the serve line. Going on Paget, and that ball touched the roof. It's another ace I believe it's his 4th or 5th ace of the game.
For sure. And Evan Ackerman with the big smile on his face telling Cody Boulding, I just got subbed in for the first time. I want to play. Stop getting aces for us.
Free ball for the Kings. Going to the middle player, and here we see the first kill for number 15, the middle player, Evan Ackerman. You were talking about the smile. Check that smile on the middle player face.
Yeah, me and Sam just hoping that Maddox Greaves gives the ball to the newly subbed in middle there.
Going to Paget. Going to middle player. It's off the block. Great kill by number 14, Warberski. And Penner will go to the serve line for the Blazers. Great serve to Graham, middle player. Oh, it's blocked by Paget. Great block.
And as we said, we knew that ball was going to have an Okerman, and obviously CMU Blazer middle knew it as well with the stuff block.
Absolutely.
That was number 14, Josh Rubisky with the stuff block.
Oh, great ace by Penner. The question is, will this momentum be enough for the CMU to get back in the game? Because they are behind by 8 points.
Obviously, Nathan Penner making most of what could be the last moments here for the Blazers at the championships.
It's kept alive by Penner, going to Paget, using the hands. And it's stuffed by the Kings block.
And Sam, we see the experience from Red Deer fourth-year setter Maddox Greaves there. Being able to slow down the ball on that tip, obviously not being able to block the ball down on the first try. As he sees the ball above the net, he's the first one on it and stuffs it down in the court.
Greaves to the serve line, absolute power. It's kept alive, free ball for the Kings. Graham to Greaves on the back row for Furlan, but he steps on the line, I believe. Yeah, exactly. And we see Greaves using as a substitution player Dante Furlan, the first-year player who was subbed not too long ago with his first set of the game. Warberski going down the line. And he goes in the middle of the net.
And it's good to see Maddox Greaves, like you said, Sam, using those first-year players, because it's one thing to get on the court on the CCAA championship and get that experience, but you have to hit the ball, you have to receive it to actually get a feel for it and be ready for the next time that you'll qualify.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bossingham putting an end to this game with a great kill, going across 25-17 for the Kings.
And Sam, this must feel really good for the Kings after that really tough loss yesterday against the Titan de Limoilou in 5 sets. To play such a clean game, well-balanced offense run by Greaves, and all the hitters getting involved. We just got to raise our hats. Such a good performance, and as I said, we can definitely expect them to have a deep run here starting tomorrow in the bronze semifinals. As for the CMU Blazers, they see their CCAA championship come to an end, and although not the way they expect it to come out, the experience will definitely be beneficial in the years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. They are a young team, so it will pay off in the future years.
And as we wrap things up here in this second bronze quarterfinal, we will hand things off to Eric Gaudreau and Pascal Clément for the introductions of both players of the games, and we'll see each other at 6 o'clock tonight for the first semi-final.
Les joueurs du match présentés par 4 Imprint. Souhaitons la bienvenue à Pascal Clément ainsi qu'à Gino Brousseau qui nous font l'honneur d'effectuer une courte entrevue d'après-match avec la remise du prix joueur étoile du match. Would like to welcome Gino Brousseau as well as Pascal Clément, Hall of Famers from the CCAA, for a short post-game interview as well as the presentation of the All-Star Award. First of all, for Red Deer, to number 5, Brett Lower.
All right. Stay here.
And now, For the Canadian Mennonite University, the Player of the Game award goes to number 8, Mathieu Paget. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And we'll be here for the picture. Great. Thank you. And you can join. Thank you. Thank you, man. One more time.
Hey guys, may I ask you a question? Do you speak French?
Un petit peu.
Un petit peu? OK. Vous êtes content de votre victoire?
On est très fiers de notre jeu, mais on a beaucoup à prouver.
Oui. You play much better than yesterday, I think, with more consistency. What was your first idea this morning when you wake up after losing the match yesterday?
Yeah, the loss yesterday hurts, but we came here to play our best volleyball and we want to walk away with a medal.
You show up this morning. That was a great match. Congratulations. Good luck.
That will be it, ladies and gentlemen, for our 7th game on our schedule. Coming up at 6 p.m., the tournament semifinal as Camosun College takes on St. Thomas. And later at 8 p.m., Limoilou, our host team, takes on Humber. Merci aux deux équipes. Thank you to both teams and congratulations.